Okay, I want to discuss something that's not usually discussed, but I think it is applicable to a lot of people. But introverts in corporate America, specifically black male introverts in corporate America, you will be ostracized. Um, and it's not, it's because most people in society are extroverts, but the majority of people you run across in these corporate workspaces are extroverts. And as a black male, when you are introverted, you stay to yourself. You kind of introspective, thoughtful. That kind of is perceived as an affront to most of your other counterparts of other races. They feel like black males in general should be in two categories: a brute athlete or a brute thug athlete. Well, three categories: a brute thug athlete or a minstrel. And they know that you're not an athlete because if you were, you wouldn't be in corporate America. They know you're not a brute. So what they expect you to be is a minstrel. And when you don't conform to that type of expectation, they take it as an affront. Most people also take introversion, if they're an extrovert, as an affront to them because extroverts, for the most part, are not very thoughtful. They're surface level thinkers and they want to blend in. They want to impose themselves on those that they interact with, and it's all for external validation of their existence. Whereas introverts, for the most part, really don't need that type of validation. So when they see somebody that is not interested in their validation and they are more confident and calm, they say, well, who does this person think he is to just be over there and not try to blend in and be a part of this corporate machine? Who does he think he is? So they assign negative characteristics and attributes to you just simply for your preference to stay to yourself. And then once they assign those attributes to you personally, they start to assign those attributes to your work. So you may be a person that stays to themselves and you want to have a certain level of autonomy in your work, and then so they may say, well, you're not being collaborative, you're not being a team player, you're not being transparent. And so then they start to make those characteristics that they negatively assign to your character. Now it's negatively impacting your work. And it's not, you haven't done anything egregious, you haven't underperformed, but just based on your character, it can hamper your work. You might not earn raises, you might not earn promotions, and just based on somebody's insecurity. And that's what corporate America is. It's a big conglomerate of insecure individuals because they're never certain about how competent they are, because there's always more competition, there's always somebody more competent. There's only so much room for promotions, so everybody's at each other's throat. And when you don't play into that type of game, they take it as a way like they can't trust you. And really, they only want you to open up and be more extroverted so they can figure out a way to manipulate you. I mean, that's just it. They're not really interested in who you are as a person. I mean, I worked in corporate for more than a decade, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard, you're so quiet, you're so serious. And it's just, they try to shame you. Those are shaming tactics. You understand? They want you to open up. So what they're saying is, I can't find an in route to manipulate you, to make you conform to what we want you to be. Those are shaming tactics. Those little criticisms, they seem offhand, they seem somewhat innocent, but what they're trying to do is get you to lower your guard so they can manipulate you in the way that they see fit. And it's double-edged sword for a black male. I mean, you could look at how they treat in the sports world. You could look at how the sports media treat Kawhi Leonard. I mean, they make articles about his personality. It's supposed to be about sports, and they can't understand how this man is a superstar, but he's not out in the media prying for acceptance, and he doesn't want to be in the limelight. They don't understand that. So that is going to happen to you threefold in corporate America. And it's basically just you, because I had a white female coworker that, I mean, like I said, more than a decade, and I don't know if I ever heard her say more than 10 words. I mean, she would say something when she was asked directly, but other than that, I mean, she wasn't forthright. She wasn't forthcoming. She was more quiet than me, and I didn't hear anybody say anything about her demeanor or criticize her for being so quiet. So, as a black male, the assumptions that they assign to you are usually negative. So, whereas a white person, they just say, "Oh, well, they're shy and they're to themselves." With you is, "Oh, he's aloof. Oh, he's arrogant. Oh, who does he think he is to not try to curry favor with all of us? Doesn't he know he's not supposed to be here? How dare him?" So I just wanted to give you some game, give you a heads up. If you're an introverted black male and you're in this corporate workspace, you are going to face some resistance. And I don't want you to capitulate to this and try to think that you're supposed to be somebody you're not. You're not. But if you can, find ways to just have a common ground with certain employees. You don't want to be too isolated, because, like I said, they're going to ostracize you, and eventually they're going to try to find a reason to let you go. So you do want to try to find some common ground, but don't allow those criticisms. Don't allow that to alter your personality. Do your work, do as best you can, and make the best of it. But be prepared that these things could happen. If they don't, congratulations, you're lucky. But I just want to give you a forewarning. And if you want to learn more about navigating this corporate workspace, go to Amazon, type Ken Woods in the search bar. My book will come up, A Black Man's Guide for Working in Corporate America. Go get it.